Recording in progress.
Okay, oh, there they go. Few people starting to show up. Wait until the last second.
I couldn't get the email to download all of a sudden.
No worries. No worries. Yeah, I forgot, we went past our finish date. So, yeah, I had to add this new one on. So, anyway. Sorry about that. Okay. So, tomorrow, well, this weekend's Memorial Day weekend. I didn't expect a whole lot of you guys to be able to show up, but we're going to do this anyway. Sorry. Well, last week's painting, sometimes when you leave, you work on a painting and you feel really good about it, and then you leave. Now you come back a week later, you look at it and you go, "Oh man, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should."
Is that why you didn't post it?
Maybe I didn't post. I didn't post it, huh? Okay. Okay. Well, it no wonder no one showed theirs. This right up here, you can barely see it. Let me bring you guys in because it's kind of a little goofy thing. This is how I always say about clean skies. When you can see burnt dirt in your skies like this and here and here. Yeah, that's what you got to clean up. You can't have that stuff showing through. I can see it all the way up through here too. It's got it kind of permeated all the way through there. Just caught one of these red things. You can't see it. I can see it, but it's yours a burnt color to the blue up here going across the top. Sky's way too dark. I probably should have used Prussian blue, but I didn't. Is my blue. I made it up. There's a few other things. There's little things I could have, should have softened. Well, it's still soft. At least it's a lot of white, so it's still soft. You can soften edges. This is how I was always telling you, soften an edge with your finger here. Get so far and make sure you clean it, your finger. and then just little nibbles into these. Whenever you have a hard line, just put your finger on it, squish it down. That's those are little finishing things I always like to look at, um, especially when you got areas that are just a little plain. Sometimes just a little nick out of them, like this up here. You got something like that, just a little breaking of a hard edge.
You should put your name on the sandwich board.
That's where I should sign it.
I know.
All right.
James Swanson Art Gallery.
Oh,
Jim, do you think you could resend the image for today?
yeah.
Because it seems to have gone off the bottom of your email, or at least it has with me. And I know I saw it.
Okay, I'll just resend it real quick. Give it a second.
Thank you.
I think that was it.
I know I saw it. It's just gone away.
No worries. Let's make sure I got sent it to. All right. Well, I sent two, maybe. All right. So I'll fill in. So that's kind of stuff I'd be doing on this one to finish it up. Maybe hard edges if I can. Yeah, I can. It's still that's a nice thing about white paint. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry, so I have a little bit more time to play with it. So just softening some things up. But that's what I would be doing here. I really thought this was a lot nicer than it was. It is. So I got a lot of, up here it's way too dark, probably. So compared to this, and there you got a couple hot spots. Oh, what the heck happened?
You were busy this week. You were away.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I was busy. I'm always busy. Always painting. Anyway, really nice one here. I like this one. I've had, I kind of have a thing like doing haystacks anyway, or there's a hay bale. I thought this would be kind of fun to do. It kind of has a lot of everything I like in it. Hay bales. Has a nice design, super nice design to it, and good color. So I figured that'd be a nice one to do. Few little changes we'll be making to it, but I think otherwise it should be pretty good. Let me pull it up. You guys are probably already done with it.
No, but I'm painting over something today.
Good.
I am too. I'm going to see how it works.
Well,
Yeah.
Shoot, I should too. I can't do that. You guys got.
I've got a really yellow background on the thing that I'm painting over,
Ooh.
so I'm thinking it might work.
Yeah, a yellow would be fun. Should be fun.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. Bring a bunch of those to France with you. Let's see what you do. See, you got half the painting done. All you got to do is have one little piece. That's it. So here it is. Yeah. Nothing too crazy and nice. Only it's only 4 bales there, really. Good shadow on this first one, so he's kind of a little different than everybody else. So he'll draw a lot more attention. Nice little spots on him. Got nice grasses in the front to a tree to things. So it has a lot of depth running in there. Good strong diagonal line of the ground. Looks good for the trees. And the tree in front, just the way it just goes around and frames the whole painting. It's really interesting. values. You can look at this. You could say, yeah, it's not a huge dark painting at all. Like the last few kind of you find reds are usually running really dark in paintings. But this one is, we don't have any real reds in our paintings and stuff, so things stay a little cooler. And so it's in the greens, so, and yellows. Of course, they are yellows, but they can run so high on this key here, so they're pretty high up there. Values, yeah, right around there. I mean, eights, you're gonna get a few little, dark areas here you need to kind of, help drive you back there, but it's not too much. It's going to be put in the under. You do have a few darks in the front here, framing it from the leaves. Those guys going to be put in at the end. So don't even worry about them. We paint them at the end. If you get a few in, spend a lot of time on that. Design wise, you can just see the design show up here. You can start to see it just arc around, goes around, comes back to this guy, but then you have this nice diagonal that brings you out and restarts the whole thing. So it's even though that guy is not what you want to, you're not going to really frame on that guy. He's just going to be like an endpoint, which it's not a fabulous endpoint, but it is there. So does make a nice stop, does make this line stop at least. But we're probably gonna center on this guy today. We're gonna really make that guy something. So let's go back to the color version. Okay. He is off center, nice, a little bit off center. He could go, that way, probably a little bit, I would say. Not too much, but I would probably start him over here. I'd probably start him where that things is and get him over here. He could go slightly bigger, which is pretty easy to do. And then he'll really
Jim,
hold that play. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. What about this idea? Because I like those silver birch in the background.
Okay.
So what if I move that big one and all of its shadows to the left and moved the one that's in the bright right under the silver birch to the right?
So move this guy that way and move this guy this way.
You got it. And then the silver birch would be able to stand on their own without a bale in front of it.
Sure, you could do that. I'm not gonna slap any hands at this point.
No, I just want you to assess the composition, if that's a good thing or what.
Well, I would think also then if you did that, I'd probably, you think about maybe even do a vertical.
Ah, yes, there you go.
If you do a vertical, then you
don't even need to really move it.
Well, if you're thinking about doing the trees as a nice focal point, then I'd split it, like this and that. Maybe take this guy and stick him over here, but so you have three of them.
Yep. Okay. Good. Thank you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something like that, or like you said, you could flip those guys, move those guys around. They're hay bales. They're nothing. The only thing those guys, these three back here are nothing. You can put a million. You can put a bunch more in here if you want because there's nothing to them. The only thing is this front guy he's in the shade a little bit, and he's calling your attention just because he's different from the rest. But I definitely could see that as a nice design. I did like these guys coming around the outside, kind of just bringing you in, kind of little, guiding you into the painting a little bit. But hey, I understand. It would be good. there's a few different ways you could go too. Yeah, you can, I mean, if you wanted to do a horizontal, it would work too. You know, you could cut off a lot of the grasses and go over here too and just cut off some trees. I think that would work nice. It has a few different, you know, that's the nice thing sometimes the composition, you know, just yeah, you always got to slide something around in it, but it's still work. So colors really good, yellow greens, warm greens, some red greens you're gonna have. Then you're gonna, even about up front in the shadows areas, you're gonna have these cooler greens. So those would be probably more alizarin and phthalo, maybe going to blue and phthalo farther back, because I think the green will bring you up. You just bring you here. The blue and the alizarin. Sorry, did I say phthalo? I meant blue and alizarin will take you back a little bit farther. So I'm going to be mixing those two together there. In that line behind the trees underneath. So when we come up in front of it, you know, the colors come on top of it should vibrate a little bit and have some fun. But make sure you have some dark green alizarin and dark green left over for coming up and doing the top at the end. So mostly yeah, different greens. Look at all the greens, yellow greens, white, red greens. Yeah, you got the blue, and that's it. White. Well, we're gonna have some fun. A lot of greens. Well, that's the way plein air painting is, and that's what we're going to be fighting with in France a little bit. You're going to have to know how to make a bunch of greens, and really the toughest thing out there is getting the values, because it's everything so much brighter. You know, that's the thing. Okay, so here we go.
Here we go.
Let's move on. Let's see. Oh, there I am. Replace spotlight. Okay. Nothing has changed here, pretty much. You know, we've been painting for a while together, so you guys should know that there's not much difference between any painting I do, because I use the same colors all for everyone, so they all should look exactly alike, right? So we got our titanium white out. You got your cad yellow light. You have your cad red light. You got your cad orange. We got ochre, yellow ochre, but this is on the pale side. Basically a yellow ochre with white. This is oxide red light. Light oxide red. Yeah. Oxide light. Alizarin crimson or rose madder deep if you are Rembrandt. Cobalt blue hue, or whatever blue you guys are using, right? As long as you're using the same blue throughout the whole paint, that's all it is. Phthalo green on the blue side. I do have transparent oxide out today, and I'll probably tinting with transparent oxide too. Got my big brushes out. Got some synthetics, my synthetics. Paint eraser. There's some smaller synthetics, big, just a variety. And the same with bristle brushes. Bristle brushes are going to come in handy for 3/4 of this. And I'd use the synthetics will come in for when you need to paint the bales, and put in the birch trees, and probably put in the so it'd be nice to show that. It'll come in handy when you have to paint these guys, because you know, such a clean edge. This could be done. This is going to be a little bit bigger, probably a little bit of bristle brush and then cleaned up. Shadows, anything soft, usually will be done with a bristle brush. Any of those lines back in here, any of the trees can be done with that. But then while cleanups be nice and with the synthetics are good for that because they're to give you that chiseled look. All right, let's put these guys away. And get to it. Yeah, a lot of different greens. So a lot of phthalo greens, some blue and yellows and stuff too. We're going to be going in this. Reds, lots of different reds, trying to, keep those greens from vibrating off the chart. I got to pull it up over here a second. Yeah, it's a lot brighter. But there's some nice colors you can see in here. Some nice, even in the greens, you're going to have some reds and purples. So phthalo green, we're going to start off phthalo green and alizarin. That should not be too crazy for any of you guys right now. I've been making way too small piles lately too. I don't know what. Okay, so I'm going to make my red pile. That's not red yet. I'm going to go with this one red. It's a little bit less green in it. So yeah, I can get it to purple easy. That's what I was thinking about, getting back in this area behind this, those trees. These two colors. These will also make beautiful light greens and stuff too when they get you start adding yellows and stuff to them. Okay, other
Jim,
green.
sorry, that's alizarin and your phthalo.
Yeah, phthalo.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go with phthalo and I'm going to go transparent oxide. So that's why I'm not putting out huge amounts of phthalo. And I'm going to load this one up with
Transparent oxide.
Transparent oxide or burnt sienna. You can't get it, it's burnt sienna-ish. Just a little yellower. And I painted this week with more burnt sienna and painting a dog and trying to see what the difference is when I'm painting one of my light dogs. Is a huge difference in the painting overall. You don't notice it until you get away from the dog, and then it's just the dog's all kind of cool with a burnt sienna. With
what about some Terra Rosa?
Terra Rosa, yeah, Terra Rosa. That's the red side. That's what we're doing next.
Oh no, I've got Venetian. Sorry, that's what I'm going to use.
You gonna use Venetian?
I have some. I'll try it. See what it does.
You got Terra Rosa?
No, not here.
Oh, okay, Venetian.
I think they're
Yes.
similar, aren't they?
Yeah, it is going to be similar. It's just a little stronger. But you're going up against phthalo green, so we are. But are you talking about over here? Because you can see the difference between.
Yeah. Look at that.
That would be Terra Rosa or Venetian right here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a little bit redder. It will be it's slightly cooler than this, but not too bad. Not bad at all. That's a little red yet, so I'm going to bring some more green in, but I just want to bring it in slowly. Well, that's a little bit stronger anyway, so it's okay. There we go. As long as it stays on kind of the reddish green side. These guys will get, when they get toned down, they'll be pretty much everything you need on all these I'll be probably big painting most of the bales with just these guys right there. I probably won't even need anything else. But besides that, I said a few colors. We do got to paint the sky too. So we will go from this is so these two were phthalo green and alizarin. These were phthalo green and transparent oxide red. These two were phthalo green and oxide red light, or more Terra Rosa or Venetian. So I'm gonna put out blue. And I'm gonna do a few different greens. So this is like, blue and orange are a great, really nice green. Little, depending on which side we're gonna end up being, how that is, that definitely can be all in here. Wow, that's really close to, well, it's close to it in the photo, my printout. It's not really that close to it on the screen. The screen's very dark, a lot darker. So, and then this is an orange and blue. Definitely you can start to see where it can get to pretty easily. That's on the really, I'm going to leave it here because I don't need to go very much farther with it, I don't think. I think I can, we're going to hit it with some white, and we're going to hit it with some yellow probably. And these colors here could end up being in the ground pretty easily. So that's just blue, and now we're going to go blue with ochre. I have my pale ochre here, which is basically ochre again with just a touch of white in it. At least that's what I'm thinking it is. And so one on the blue side, one on the ochre side. It could take a lot of this for me. A lot of ochre to get that color. That is a very kind of cool green. As you can see it down here, feels very cool. It really hits these back trees very nicely. I might even go a little, see that one's probably would say almost down the middle. And if I want just a little more yellow, I think I'll be happier. So I end up doing 3 colors. So I get a yellowish green too. So I can really get this color, nail it. But you can tell it's not a really strong color. It has to be put in a certain way when you put the paint on. You don't want it to mix too much because it will not stand up to other colors very strongly. So it's like one of the glass colors you put on a painting. All right. So this is pretty much everything except for the sky. Sky is going to be blue. That's it. It's all we have to do is blue sky. Blue sky, probably just a little bit of phthalo in it. Try one on heavier phthalo side and one on the blue side. Just a little bit of phthalo. Phthalo green. This one does not really. A little more phthalo. Cheat it. I'm going to cheat that. There it goes. Finally. All right. Split these piles in about half. And we're going to add yellow to them, each color. Except for the blue sky. So let's split these piles. and add just a touch of yellows, start getting our main greens together. Value wise, we're going to keep these guys pretty dark, probably around 7s. You know, most of these greens are really going to be 7s and 8s. So it's like just enough probably yellow that you could see the green pop out. Now we're going back and take these piles and add a little bit of white to them. And we'll see what we have. That should do it. These guys should be interesting. Like I said, we're just going to add white to these ones, the blues. So yellow, cad yellow. Just enough to get the green out. I'm just going to hedge my bet. This is phthalo and alizarin. Definitely everywhere in this painting. Of course, looks like I have the littlest pile possible. I thought it was just a hair light. Yeah, just a hair light. Okay. This one, you can see the alizarin really fighting it off. This should turn more like an army green with all the red in it. Really pushed a lot of red in it, didn't I? Yeah, kind of a dark khaki color. You'll find it in there. That's the thing about mixing them this way. You're always going to be able to use these colors somewhere. This could come close down in here too, at the very base. Be nice color. These should be interesting. These are the oxide. No, this is burnt. This is transparent oxide red. They usually do make a very nice green too. There's your mustard color. Definitely can find that in this yellow area. Probably just say if you went a lot farther with that with yellow. This is what I was thinking might end up being ground. It's a lot more yellow than that. So let's keep going. Using up all my yellow. I forgot to put out much yellow. Just slightly different greens. This is all you get. You know, a little bit lighter, a little bit warmer than these guys. Not moving much in that one. Going through my yellows really quick. Now we're getting to blue and orange. Oh, that makes a really nice green. That's really rich. It's a nice, real rich green. On the orange side, that was a lot of orange. Just gonna have to put out some more yellow here. Did not move it. Did not touch. Did not move it. So, oh my god, yellow.
Jim, do you ever use transparent yellow?
Sometimes.
Yeah, because I just squeezed a bunch of it out by mistake, and I'm wondering if it's going to be a waste of time.
It's not very powerful.
Yeah.
You'll find out. Yeah, it's okay. I was thinking I like it for glazing.
Right.
When you need to glaze something, you don't want too much. You don't want your paints to, be too opaque when you glaze, because they just kind of cover up the colors. Trying to glaze back. This is nice. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's really bright, and that gets into some of this back area and stuff. This green here. So that green was blue and ochre, yellow ochre, pale yellow ochre. So let's see what the down the middle color looks like. Should be not much difference. About the same. Not a jump. Okay, yellow side. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe that could be. No, not really. It's a little too yellow. Touch of red into it probably will do it. Touch of red will. I'm going to put just a touch of red into it to bring the warmth out. I'm looking at this area here, just thinking it's definitely could get in there. I cad red light just to warm it up, and it will fit better. Fits on my screen really well like that.
I'm sorry, what did you use the cad red light to? What did you mix that in?
The yellow ochre and phthalo green and blue.
Okay, thank you.
On the yellow side, when it's on the really yellow side,
Yes.
I put it in there. My ochre is a pale ochre, so it has just a little bit too much white in it, so it's kind of took everything out of it. All right, so we start getting some greens. Probably have to highlight, pop these guys up a little bit more, but we got some good base greens. Pretty much, probably everything we need to, almost everything we need to paint this thing. Values really changed when you got down here. These guys adding the yellow and just really didn't make a difference how much we added in. It was going to pop it up anyway. So let's get the blue sky. Value wise, yeah, probably around 7 still. So it's not going to be too bright. A little bit brighter than that. That's about right, though, too. Just a touch of phthalo into it. Now a little bit of yellow in my. That's okay. That will be okay, as long as it's all mixed in. Getting real close. One step. Should leave it there. Going to do the same with the green side. And I can use it at lower, closer to the
Horizon.
yeah, horizon. Thank you. See? And you never know. You get some nice blues. You want to feed them in here too. So that should fit down there. It should. All right. I want to take these greens, these mid greens. Move this. We'll take all these mid greens, bring them over here, and add just a little bit of white to them to start to get some of these higher key colors. See what other colors we get get in here. So I'm just going to take them over little by little. Let's see what we get. We can judge them all together. These guys are going to be very similar, I think. And then this one. Okay, yeah. I'm going to add white to high key probably for this painting is going to be probably three-ish. I mean, except for probably the richness of the bales themselves and the trees, but basically everything else, that yellow in there, probably want to keep it around, 3 or 4. You'd rather keep it a little darker than lighter. Well, let's put enough white into these guys, get them to about a 4. There you go. So right there. This should help out with some of the bale colors, and I should start getting some of these grass colors start to pop out of here too. That was, let's see, yeah, that starts to get in there. The lighter ones, maybe. And if I come up with like the ground color here, definitely make a big decent pile for it. But right now, just get these guys about the same. Those are going really light. I'm putting the same amount of white into them. They just really shooting light. Those are the oxides, probably. Transparent oxide. That's a nice color. Definitely in that, going to be in that stack. That should be enough. Ooh, that's a good color. Yeah, definitely you can find it in a few spots in here. Simple little things. Takes up a lot of room though, doesn't it? This is orange and blue plus white or plus cad yellow. And that's where I was going to add enough white to it. It'd be my main, the main ground. And pretty close, pretty doggone close. Just a touch lighter. So just a hair more. Okay. So that's taken care of. Sky's taken care of. Get these greens. I want these greens here too, bright. I can work in with that yellow too, so really nice. Really, then all I got to do is, ooh, that changed a lot. Ooh. Definitely can find a few spots for that for some of the brighter leaves. And then this is the yellow one. Right at the end, it just almost went too yellow. No, definitely can find it. Some spots in there, so that's a nice thing. Is these guys all work together. Definitely, I think I'm going to take, and I'm going to take this up here. This is a blue and orange without the yellow. I'm going to take that and hit it with white. Because I think I can get it into these bales as the main kind of color for the light bales, because it's kind of it's a cooler. Everything, you see how warm that is. That's pretty much that yellow in it really warmed everything up. So that coolness will probably, really pop. So that's just cat orange and blue with just a little bit of white. I might take and make it, secondary value just a little. I don't really have that many browns in here or reds, except for these guys. So might have to come back and add just a little bit of white to a few of those. But I really kind of needed that one. That should do it. It's going to be pretty simple. Okay, I'll go over the colors one more time. Give you guys a chance to finish mix. We started with phthalo green and alizarin, then brought them down to about 8. And these guys are going to go in this area here and some of the darks in here on the outsides, but won't be going into the end. We do have phthalo green and transparent oxide. You can see when you add yellow to it, it really kind of, it's very rich color. A little different than these guys, a lot warmer. Then we took phthalo green and oxide red light, and you can see that comes down with yellow. And then took blue and orange and put those two together, cat orange, bringing them down. Some more yellow, then blue and ochre, but my ochre is pale ochre, so it has a touch of white in it. You can see the white showing through on this one. So this is the ochre side, this is the blue side. I did one more on the ochre side, and then brought these guys down with yellow, cad yellow. Over here, we just did the sky, did some blue and phthalo green, and more blue side, more phthalo green side. See which one I want to end up going with. My printer says blue, my screen says phthalo. I took all these colors, all the ones with yellow in them, brought them down here, and we added white to them and took them to about a value of 4. Maybe we'll have to take them up to 3. Some will go up to 3 naturally, even higher because of the yellow content. So that's those. So we took those, and then this last one I just took orange and blue because it made this kind of real rich color, and added white to it without the yellow. I think it's over here with yellow. With over here, this is, but which turns into pretty much everything else we need. So orange really came in handy in this painting. So that is what we're going to war with. I'm going to tint my canvas with, I have transparent oxide out, which is warm. Could be fun. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I think that'll work. All right, I'm going to get everything together here and get going.
Jim, along your bottom row, not the blues, but the bottom row, the second one in, there. What was that?
That came from cad orange and blue, and that's the cad orange side. It's really heavy on the cad orange side.
And
white.
And white, okay.
And yeah, it has a little bit of yellow in it too. So it came from this side. So it has yellow, cad orange, and blue.
Right.
And then a ton of white now.
A ton of white, right? Okay, I think that's what I'm missing.
This is the same color without the yellow over here at the end. So I took it from the main pile.
Thank you.
Keeping it simple. It looks simple. Trying to keep it simple. I got my safflower oil out. I have my clean thing. Let me get my everything up and running, and we'll start sketching it in. Tone and sketch. Bring this in. No. All right. Like I said, just oil and burnt sienna or transparent oxide I'm using. Just a light coat. I think, as you can tell, that color could easily go underneath this area. I'm going to take it just above center on the panel too. Just above it, a little bit. So center would be right here, right about here. So I'm going to take it up a little bit. Not to 2/3. Is that 2/3? No, it's not 2/3. Closer to 2/3. Though then. Get that settled. Take it and then get the trees up here. For you people doing a vertical version of this or a horizontal, cutting in on this, good luck. So that's up there. Moved it up a little bit. That's fine. I think everything will still work. And this line, get that diagonal line. You can even make it probably almost more drastic if you wanted. Ended up being. This doesn't have to be quite that flat. This line here can go a little bit different. Let me finish toning. I start drawing. Kind of forget about what I'm doing. So taking it really light on the sky because kind of showed you guys what happens when you guys know exactly what happens when you get a little warm in a cool area that it doesn't belong. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. No, even how little you put in there sometimes. It's as simple as that. Doesn't belong. That's why it looks dirty. Okay, I'm gonna draw it in. I'm probably gonna end up focusing, a little bit more on this first one a little bit, just because if it's not interesting, if it doesn't stand out, you kind of miss the point a little bit on this one. So shadows coming in, reaching in, use those shadows to definitely our benefit to make sure we get pointers to point things. Just by tilting them up a little bit, you create more energy in a painting too, instead of flattening them out too much. So you got them really shooting all over the place. Got the grass back in here. Probably doesn't need to go too much, just a little bit. So just gonna get, that's just not too much. So thinking about this guy a little bit more ovalish. That is your hardest part right there. It's making an oval. And we got the second one offside a little bit. Beating back here. To our last one will be right over there. All right, and then trees. Okay. Now, checking this thing. All right, one brush stroke. Okay. Making sure it's not in the center. Sometimes, you put this circle here, and all of a sudden it comes really close to being in the center. Because the circle, can drive these things. So I might take and move that back here more. It's just a little bit too close to center, even though I thought it was getting a little heavy on the side here too. All right. Yeah. So trees coming in here, pointing, going around, that would be nice. And I definitely don't want to paint any of those trees in yet. But definitely use some of the shadows to point us in the direction we want them to go. Bing, 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 into this painting. All right. Good base start. The nice thing about these guys is you can make them smaller really pretty quick. It's not like too bad a thing. Tree is going to go right in here. So I'm not going to put those in with any paint yet. But we will. I am now, though. We're going to go with phthalo green and alizarin. Now I'm going to go in here and try to figure out every place I can put it too. Even at this thing, it's just going to be a little thinner. I'm going to start off with it strong in my brush, and it should thin up a little bit pretty quickly. But back in here in these trees here, definitely I want to get the green up front. That will visually start to have to work the perspective of the color. You know, green will come to hit your eyes first before purples. So a little bit of that in here. Value wise, that's about it. I'm going to only go about halfway with it. Not even really halfway. Going to stop there. Going to look definitely in this bale here. Now that I got the heaviness here, I got a little bit thinner now. Look into the bale, into the shadow side of this bale. That one, definitely you could look into shadows of in the grass here. Might have to come and put these guys back in at the end. So like I said, this color here, make sure you have some of it left over before you can come back and do these things. I'm going to take this all the way off too. And I'm going to start hitting the bottom of the painting too, where these grasses are. I just needed to go in a different brush direction than I was using here. Even though it's just rough, you know, trying to stick it in your head that that's the direction of mostly of the strokes going to go. And I got pretty much everything I can do, except for I'm not doing more. That's just that's pretty good. That's a good amount of color. Okay, I'm going to go with the alizarin side of that. Shoot, one of the colors I didn't mix up. Oh well, gonna have to live without it. I'm gonna feed the alizarin back into this, and it's gonna kind of match up with some of these greens. I'm gonna put it on top of some of the greens. See, this color starts to take you in and back. Breaks in, and I'm just going to take it, thin it out. I get back in here. I'm going to bring it back a little bit farther. Okay, one of the colors I didn't mix up was again the blue and alizarin. Mostly on the blue side. Should mix out while I'm painting on. That's what I'd switch to this blue and alizarin, which I did not mix. I just mixed up. And I want to go to the back of this area here with on the blue side. I don't really want to push the blue side. So everything from halfway basically on the canvas all the way back to the end would be hitting more on the blue and the alizarin side. The blue alizarin probably closer to the bottom of the shape, the tree shape, and then bluer at the top. as you can see, actually you gotta, this is a great color to have in here because of the yellow and the bright greens. That blue purple will just you know, really shine. I would look for it, you know, push it a little bit into this, the bottom here, even though it's, you know, not heavily, maybe on the red side. And you can see it right here on the top of this bale right here too. Then, so you got green on the top and you got this vibrant coolness on top, in the top of it. So, I mean, on the bottom, you have the green and then things just for that one. This one's going to get a lot of love. Everything else is going to be like two colors. So, but I just wanted to take that up. There we go. There. So little things like that make me happy. That's all I have to do. So sorry about that. I did not give you that color. I'm not going to put yellow in it because it really doesn't change. It doesn't change. Doesn't look anything different than the rest of these colors. We got enough greens, in fact. Okay. So basically, we start off with some warm greens in front, red greens, but with a alizarin in front, and move back to blue with alizarin in the back. And you can just see that this comes forward, this recedes in space. That's exactly what we want. This is as far as that one goes. These guys go up a little bit more. I'm going to run my brush out here and put it up here. This is just that alizarin blue at the very top. That will also give me height, you know, loosen that green up here. This is just underneath colors, basically the underneath colors of the greens. So even these guys back here probably should be a lot. Use the little lighter. Okay. Purples and greens go together really well. We've done that a few times now. We did those the bluebells. We painted those. Those really stood out. Soften a couple of edges here so I can have, when I get the brighter green, I can run that in that color. Nice and simply. Okay. Well, no, I am going to switch brushes to my big bristle, because that's about it. I mean, I got the basics of that, and I'll be bringing that guy back in when I need it. I want to look here underneath this green here. I want to get some richness in that. I want to get some strong yellows, in fact, in it. And then I'm going to, usually I go dark to light, right? Here I want to go bright to dull in this area here. So I'm going to switch over. Got a clean brush, bristle brush for now. I'm going to go to one of my brightest colors, which is the yellow, and it's blue, yellow ochre, and yellow. And it's this real kind of yellow mustardy color, but it's one of my brighter colors. I want to get that underneath here, up in the light areas. I want to get that in here.
Then where's that on the palette so I can visualize
is
which one
all
you've
the way-
picked?
It is on the second line all the way over. It's
Okay, so it wasn't the bottom most whitest
no,
added one.
no, it's more yellow, no white in it. No
Okay,
white in it. No, so yeah, no white in it because
got it.
that's what we're gonna use to tone it down. I want it as vibrant as possible right here. And I'm still, even in here, I'm not going to be trying to not touch too much of the other stuff. But yeah, this will keep the painting really bright. At least this front area here, really intense. I might even, okay, let's go right to here with the yellow side. And then the next brightest color is probably the green side right next door. And I'm going to use that going back here a little bit. I'm going to take it all the way off too because I'm going to just blend the two together. Really, there's your painting right there. Done. It's funny, you showed me all those Hackney ones paintings.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay. He looked like I don't know if they were gouache or what.
he did. So I didn't take a picture of everything in that exhibit because that was massive. I mean, if you and Becky had time, you should try to go.
Yeah.
But I was astonished to see, because I always think of him as doing all that stuff as like iPad drawings. But what he did was he did firstly, he drew. So he actually did, literally pencil and charcoal drawings. Then he did watercolor scenes of it. Yeah. And then the last one I think I sent you was a painting after an iPad drawing.
Oh.
And it kind of defies me because he paints so on the face of it simply.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not.
Big
When
shape. Yeah. Yeah, that was very interesting to see. I'm sorry, I got go lost here a little bit. Putting in that stuff a little bit brighter. I'm going to go to this stripe, the long, taller grass on the outside. Again, the same thing, but I'm going to put a little bit of red. Let's go. I'm sorry. Let me. Now I jumped around because I was going with this. I'm going to jump back. Let's just say I'm going to go back to the oxide, transparent oxide, and the phthalo greens. And I want to get a little bit of the green and oxides together in this line here. Again, this is underpainting, so it's going to be kind of light, but it will help to start to define spaces a little bit. Keep this area here together. Still leaving enough room that I can come in here and get this stuff at the end. Does make a beautiful warm green. When you start hitting some yellows like that, you can get a nice. I'm just putting it here in the corner for some other things to feed in here. Probably. All right. Let's see. So, okay. Okay. go to move on down to it's still top row. Going to phthalo green and oxide reds. These colors here, these oxide reds and phthalo green, I'm kind of thinking are gonna be doing the main work on this guy. I mean, I do have some of the cooler in here already, but I'm thinking this guy, that's the green on the bottom again, phthalo green and oxide red light. Gonna do a little bit of that and start to get some of the toning of the face of it. Gonna be probably, you know, just a little more green, a little cooler on the shadow sides, and then where it hits just a little bit of light. Definitely try to see what the red side does. You know, as simple as that, just the go to the red side in the shadows, closer in the sun. This guy's pretty close. That transparent oxide trait drawing was pretty good. I was finding also right on the edge here of, you know, basically it's going to be a lot of green, but at the very bottom, right where it meets the grass, definitely you're going to have some red oxide showing through here, coming through, maybe even on the shadow side, just a little bit of warmth. And that cool shadow, it's going to be kind of purpley green shadows here, but you're going to have some warmth right around the base of this guy, and probably right here as we get closer to these the green weeds in the front, the uncut stuff, just in the shadow area here. And it's going to be pretty easy right here to make a mess. I mean, because I put in cools, I put in warms. I just want them all to kind of just show through somehow. You know, all have a little space of their own. Definitely could bring some more of that purple down too. I love that. Right over here, just to, this is a blue and alizarin. Bring that in, this base thing, just to break the base. I did put some coolness in here. I just didn't put it in very heavy. But now putting them in a little bit heavier. We should have put it in a little stronger at the beginning. Definitely right there. That's the corner. All right. But we might have to mix that. We will see. All right. Hopefully you guys got about this area this far or farther, knowing you guys. You guys don't need me. All right. So yeah, this basically pretty much done all my darks. With everything with cad orange in it uh, is pretty much lighter. You know, we're gonna get to some of these greens. I'm gonna go to blue and cad orange, but this is on the blue side, so it's really kind of strong and rich. And I'm gonna feel my way around here a little bit, see where it goes. I think it's gonna be going in these right here on the above where these uh, trees, birch trees are right there, feeding up, and it's going to feed up to the top of the canopy here, but it's not going to go all the way. It's going to be almost stop here and just kind of like be the lower shadow of the canopy. So it's only going to get so far up, and then back in here, it's going to feed into the blues here. Definitely don't want to lose all the blues, because those are going to be the really beautiful in there. So try to keep as much blue showing through as possible. Cheat it. But as I go back, there's this one right back here, this round one, a little bit over halfway. Gets a little heavier. And then down here, it's going to go a lot lighter, but basically it's going to be here, it's a mid-tone. Here it's going to be in the shadows mostly. So we'll start to lighten it up. All right. That is. Now I'll see where else I can put it. Where else can that green go? It might end up being in here too. And some of these shadows. So that's the thing about greens. They're to pick them out. Sometimes it's not even being correct. It's just catching the right value and temperature. You don't even have to have it the right green, because they get so similar. Because there are so many, they can be, and you don't have to be super correct. You might, I think I'm going to leave that there. Okay. Then we'll go to the All right, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna do it. Gonna go to the orange side of this. The orange side of blue and orange. And like I said, I kept it pretty, really heavy, pretty orange. One of the biggest spots I know it's gonna be is right here on the top of this face of this front bale. Definitely going to hit the light areas. Probably going to go a little step lighter. It's going to be in there. You can start to break up some of these shadows a little bit. Over here, the same thing, without cleaning my brush, keeping it. So I use the strength of the color here. Over here, this one back here, I can use it pretty much for the base here of this guy and the face. This guy could be a lot bigger too. This guy got shrunk. A midget. What the heck did I do? I'll bring him down. That's a nice thing. it's a bale. It's nothing more than a, you know, a touch. Okay, that's where that major of the orange goes. Definitely, you're gonna find it. Start to find it into some of these broken areas here. Broken grass areas. This is where a bristle would be beautiful to have. So you don't have to hit everything. You can just hit a few spots. Full strength here. I mean, it's not, it's a lot darker right here, value wise. But you'll be able to get the kind of like the streaks, the lines, the cut lines going back with this orange too. Might have to lighten it up. I mean, lighten the background up a little bit, but that's okay. Good. And then look at it, look for it in the tops of these, the grasses on the outsides here a little bit. They're going to have to put a little bit cooler green behind it. So this might be too soon. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay. As you can see, I'm not going to do hardly anything too much more to this guy. This, you know, even I like the uh, uh, transparency that's happening there. Basically, I'm just going to probably hit the highlights on this thing and see if I can, you know, get away with not doing too much more on that guy. Being a lazy artist as much as possible, so I don't overwork things. Yeah. All right. Going to be going to now. This is my blue and ochres. This is a blue side. Don't have a ton of it, but I, you know, looking for little places. Definitely could go in, you know, where I have that alizarin in blue. Definitely can go into these, some of these front pieces here and be a nice transition into the purples. I mean, from the purples to the things. That'd be good. Also look for in these trees. Oh, I could have made, I'm going to use just a little bit more of that. I want to hit a few of these inside spots where you can, right above where the, you got some sky holes kind of showing through in here, just small light ones. And this blue gets in there a little bit. This blue green gets into there and starts feel it right around these guys. So you got to have some warmth mixed in with these greens. This is going to be nice farther back too. As I go back, there's a nice transition to the lighter greens back in here. Okay, but it's, I'm going to put a little bit of, I'm going to use a little bit of it on the top edge too of this guy. So that's phthalo, that's blue, and ochre on the blue side. Just a little bit into this shadow area. Still heavily purple, just a little bit more of that. Fun so far. We're having fun. Again, just try to be a lazy artist. Don't mix your colors. Let the colors just live. All right. That's it there. Okay. I'm just going to keep going with, since I'm in this color, with the ochre side of the greens. Let's see what happens here. I'm thinking it's going to be, this is the heavy ochre, not the heavy ochre side, but it's kind of like almost a blue and ochre here. And it's pretty much down the middle. Got the nice, but it has just a touch of white in it because of the pale ochre I have. Very top of the canopy, pretty much. Almost there, almost. Then work it down a little bit, get the color at the top, work it down a little bit, and let the brush dirty up and just finish off the canopy down and down here. There's a few spots here. This is about it. For lightness in this area, in the front area here. So there's no yellow in it. There is no is it. What I'm trying not to do is make too many of the same marks too, though, which is pretty easy to do. Get the it's easy to get dabby when you do trees. So that's why I kind of like using a big brush for them, because it forces me to twist a little bit. So I don't do it. I'm going to get back here a little bit farther now. I'm going to the lighter version of this with just more ochre in it, white ochre, pale ochre. So that's that spot. And right up here, I'm going to work it up a little bit. Get the front way and just work your way back with this color. Let the colors here, your work you put down before, mix with your brush and do the work of lightening and colorizing that color on the brush, so you're almost there. work my way back. I said I don't really go any, just keep it a light touch now everywhere I go. Because it will get dabby so fast. You won't even know it. You hit dabby, you passed it. By the time you recognize you're dabbing it, you've passed it. Better watch it. Just watch it. All right. I'm going to go with just a little paler. Now I'm going to keep going. I want to get this one spot right in here. I'm looking for a pale green. I think I might have to go downstairs to lighter ones. Yeah, that's too light. So it's gonna be more of a mid-tone, yeah. And this goes right on the, it could go, there it goes, just a touch too much white. Could have go just a little warmer. Yellow side. So this would be what I'm going to be using is phthalo green and oxide red with yellow in it on the green side. Here, I thought it might have to go lighter than that, but I don't. And that's just on the edge of this top edge, almost feeding back into the trees here. Okay. Should be a green. There's one bush though here that does pop up a little higher than the rest. In this area here, so. Okay, that feels better. All right. I'm going to take my paint eraser here. And I'm going to put in these birch trees, a couple of these birch trees.
That's a good idea.
Great idea. Okay. I got the big flat edge, and I'm just going to make sure to go with the angled ones first. This one over here. And I'm just going to push it back and forth a little bit and remove it just like that. Go right above it. But then you got to start leaving spaces. Keep the line going, but so it loses itself in the trees here a little bit. But you don't want to do them spaced out just like that equally. too equally. All right. And then you got the crooked one next to it, which sometimes you just don't have total control of this thing, which is kind of nice. Don't want to have too controlled. Okay, the next one, I don't want to put it in quite as quite the angle as this one. I want to change the angle a little bit. A lot of times you're going to see really close to in about the same spots. It's a small little middle one, a stronger bright one on the outsides. These guys are going to have him come forward a little bit. E connects a little bit farther up, a little bit too. And then that one just goes away. And just a couple little just markings in the back here, just to, you know, say there are going to be other trees back there. We'll come back and hit these guys with some light. I gotta hit this guy just a little bit wider. Guy goes up probably the highest. You can see it from the base to the thing. And then pretty much out. Okay. There's your trees sorted in there. Put them in with some paint, but the nice thing about this thing is it took and left me a lot of areas where you get that birch, those little black spots, where branches were on those guys already. So it's kind of nice to, do it this way because it feels right. Oh, that was pretty bright. Anyway, so if you're putting in birches, then you got to paint them. If you're painting them big, you're doing a bigger version of this, definitely you're going to have to paint them up a little bit. All right. All right, I'm going to paint the sky in first now. And then I'm going to put in the lighter green on top. And then I'll paint these guys. I'm going to go to a brand new brush. Well, clean brush, big clean one. Clean as I wanted it. Yep. Need some more oil. All right, let's start with the lightest colors. Do the base and see how this is. I'm going to start off with the more for the sky. I'm painting blue and turquoise or phthalo green, a little bit on the greener side, more turquoisey. Down and back in here, you can see it's just a hair dark, but that's okay. I'm going to start down in here. Oh, and get right to the edges of these guys too. I try not to do that. Just get that light color there. I'm probably going to go a little bit lighter than that. I'm just going to run out my brush with this color. Up here. Now I'm going to go to the blue side for the top. Maybe just a hair darker than I have it. Feels like it should go a little bit darker on this. Just work it in a little bit. Going to be a lot of places where I got some leaves going over this stuff anyway, so it shouldn't have to do too much. Okay. Okay. Just going to draw now that I have it painted, it's pretty clean. I'm going to come back to the edges and just pull it in a few places and then clean my brush in between strokes. So I'm working on the edge here a little bit just to break up the edge, finding these places where the sky gets in a little bit. And I'll come back in with the lighter green we still have at the very tops of the trees to work this in. I just got to find my way in a few spots and then just touch it in. Well, soften this back edge here on this guy a little bit. Gonna add a little more white to this color. You know, I forgot about the clouds too back there. Gonna put a little alizarin into this color just to cool it off. So this is phthalo green glue and just a hair of alizarin for the sky for the very base. I'm gonna get down in here. It just cools it off at the horizon. Now, if I add just a touch more alizarin to the color and white to get a pink. A little more white, which is it. That's all the white I have. Can start to get the base tone for some of these clouds. I need to get out just a touch more white. But so pink clouds, pinkish white clouds. That's all I want to do. And then we'll come back with the greens, and then I think that is going to be it for that area. A lot more white than I thought. So it's a pink, it's a pink-ish, but it has a little bit of blue in it. Okay. I'll leave those guys like that for now. I got that little bit of blue yet, from the sky. I did put some kind of blue green here, but right on the edge here of where the highlight's going to go, you are going to get some reflective color. And this might be too strong. That's why I'm touching it back in, touching it, pushing it back. Because of that plastic that goes around the roll here. We're going to reflect it just a hair of blue to it. And then we'll fix that. I'm going to go to a bristle brush, and we're going to start painting that guy. All right. He's not going to take too much. I think it's pretty close. So I'm just going to go with the base tone. And I'm thinking it's going to be, let me check this. This is cad orange and blue with white in it, without yellow. I'm going to test it right now and just hit this light spot there. It could go a touch more yellow, but I think right behind it, that's real close. I think without white, definitely for the side here, in the highlight here, heavy, and draw it down. A little too light. A little bit more orange. A little too, maybe a touch more yellow in it. Okay, so this is the yellow, cad orange and blue with the yellow in it. Definitely gets into this hot spots. But I was thinking lower down in here, it mixes and becomes a little cooler as farther it gets away. So that's why I was using a white version in that, trying to get that to work. Okay. Definitely going to be able to use this at the base of these guys. I did already do it. Got a lot of greens in there yet. Okay. Let's hit the lights. Hit the light on that one. I think it's just a hair cool. But I like it, but I think it's just a touch. Needs a touch of yellow. Yeah. And I think it's worth it. Definitely a little greener, warmer green. This is oxide red, transparent oxide red and green with yellow in it. Putting it at the, working it into the base here a little bit, into the other colors. Taking the dark out of there, basically getting rid of the dark. That should be it. That should be really close. Maybe on the red side up top here. That is the red side up top. Okay. Oh. Needs to tone down just a hair. Okay. All right, get to the some more light. Gonna hit these guys. I think I can get by with that. Let me try this if it's too cool. This is oxide. This is orange and blue with white. Lots of white in it. I was thinking I could get this guy in here. I'm going to go add a little pink to the next one, which pink is just a little bit of the cloud sky here. I think even in this one, just this highlight right in here, just a little pinkish white. So that cloud, that we put in, definitely goes into those guys. You might find a spot of it in this guy too, but not too much. It becomes more metallic-y when it gets too bright. So that's pretty good. That's got a lot of the stuff in it. I think they're back in here. You might even put a couple white trees too, but we've seen how to do that. Okay. I am basically now going to be doing some of the top trees here and start to paint these guys. Top trees, this is where we use more ochre and white, ochre, yellow ochre, white and blue, mostly ochre. Touch of yellow in it, cad yellow maybe into it, just to get the top of the trees. I'm going to start back in here with it and touch it into the trees, top areas here, and work it about halfway down or 3/4 of the way. That's all I want to do. It just soften the edges basically with this color. Does come down pretty low here at the end here. This one spot there. So now here, just bringing up the trees just a little taller, and there's going to be a lot of little teeny little specks around the outsides, just the branches reaching a little bit into the sky. I left white and the little spots here. And I'll just soften them up a little bit, maybe a little bit stronger. And bring it down a little bit. Kept a little dark, but that's okay. Now I can look at my lighter greens I do have down here with the white and stuff and start to see which one I can get in here. This is just a little pale. Might have to use just a touch of yellow. Maybe I should use the yellow version. This is a phthalo green, alizarin on the green side with white and just a little bit of yellow at the very bottom here. I'm just going to bristle brush it in. Looking for how it staggers too. The grasses stagger in here. A couple of them go straight up, but you know, get a couple taller ones. The nice thing is this should start to mix with a little bit of the other, all these other colors. So you're getting a few different greens instead of just, the one. You're going to get like 3 or 4 greens. I'm going to go back with that dark a little bit. Get this a little. All right. Start to warm up this. I think this is a phthalo and alizarin with yellow in it. Right in here. Touch more yellow, maybe. That's one of the things I probably could have done is did a variety. This is the thing is you can always keep going with the colors. Did a more yellow version of this. I think I'm just gonna dig this in and then be good. And get this one to reach up a little bit. Yeah, just by hitting this area, I should get enough yellow on my brush to get in here and get these mid-tone little teeny spots. Now I'm starting to look at this yellow. I'm glad I put it in early, just because of the strength of it. Gonna rinse my bristle out a little bit and get to this yellow white I made for it, which start to bring down the yellow content here a little bit. Still going to show through. That's the thing is it'll show through. So what I'm using here is transparent oxide, red, phthalo green with a lot of white and yellow in it. Basically, the color I was saying I was going to use. can also use this right on the edge here just for this final little brightening of this edge line here. Good bad bristle, basically a bad bristle brush. Like it's kind of a little bit everywhere. Can do a nice job of loosening that area up. I'm going to need to go a little bit darker in a couple of these greens lines here. Not much, just to break this up. And then the last little thing, you know, painting those birches. I mean, they're pretty good the way they are, but let's bring out a few lights and stuff. I'm going to start with a little bit of pinks and blues from the sky back in here. And I don't want it. So this is basically if I had alizarin and blue out and white, which I put back there. But if I would have, added white to some of the colors, I would have got this purple. I just want to just touch their bodies with it. That's a little too light. So it's almost mid-tone sky with just a little bit of alizarin in it to get this kind of purple. Yeah. I can use that to straighten out some of these kind of tricky things. Could go a little bit darker even. So I will be using some sky into those guys, which is really good, which is good to do. Find a couple little trees back in here. Move that eye around. That's just blue sky into there. And then I put alizarin into it. Maybe that'll be more at the base. White and alizarin. Where the sun just comes through little spots. That's only at the very few teeny little areas there. A little higher on these ones. Okay. I think I probably just a touch too bright. Yeah. Gotten too close to it. Too close to it. They should have been value. That value should not, even I use that, they need to go down. Maybe just put a little green in them to push them back. Yeah. Anyway. Now, definitely want to just make sure the shadows underneath these guys are nice and clean. And I like them dark and on the warm side too. So just a touch of oxide red and green on the red, uh, definitely on the red side. That is pretty much full strength too. That's not. I'm breaking up this shadow here too with it. This is on the red side, oxide red, phthalo green. Definitely going to get you into things. Okay. That's oxide red. I'm also touching up these trees at the base just to soften them before they go up. They start getting really heavy, even at the top. Kind of, if you don't do that, they just kind of feel like they come out of nowhere. Like this guy, just top them just a touch too strong. All right. Really, the only thing left to do, this is pretty good, is to put in the rest of the greens and stuff. Definitely, I would be taking, we got 10 minutes. I got what, 5 minutes to do this. So let's do a few things. So I'm going to remove paint where I need to get really darks back in. Of course, you guys know this. You guys been doing it all week, all semester. So on the outside, just to create that, where I'm going to put the darkest paint back in. You don't have to do this either. If you'd like the way it looked without that stuff, you don't have to. But this just take a minute. And the great thing is, again, it's oils. If you don't like it, just repaint it. Scrape it out just like I did here and paint the sky again. Might take a little bit more effort and will probably never go back in as clean as it is right now. But and now at this way, I can at least use these guys where I want to now. I don't have to. You don't have to stay. You can help, make the design better now in your painting instead of just going with what's exactly there. Very few down in here need any help. I think I don't. Just these guys back in here, a couple, just to get that going around. Oh, there are a few over here. I'm not going to take it quite that far. Just creates a lot of depth when you start putting foreground things in. all of a sudden this, what we were working on becomes, just a nice little thing in here. Also think about, I'll be using it for air. Okay. Going with the synthetic and I'm just going to do a couple of them, then want to see what you guys did. I want to do a big enough synthetic that I don't want to do it with the perfect size. If I do that, it never just look too good. So I'm going to just do phthalo green and alizarin together for this top area here and let the sky lighten it up. Make sure that the first spot I touch, is the middle section of the leaves. Before it starts to change over. And then over here, definitely you got a couple dark ones. Then you got a couple light ones. So definitely be going down to yellow. Let me try how bright this is. So green, that would be blue and orange. No, it's not blue and orange. It's right next to it. It is blue and orange. Okay. That's the thing about this is if it reads, sometimes it just doesn't read what I'm doing. The photos probably you can get away with it. These leaves here, if they're not like perfect, you know. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. A little more yellow greens. We're coming on this side here too, so I'll put one in. Let's see what you guys did too. Let's All right, I'll bring you in, and this still got a little bit of work to do, but not bad for a couple hours painting. You got the strength of the yellow really holding bales in place. Um, and then here's what kind of the birches look like right now. And then the blue sky things, shadows, keeping them soft. Probably come back in and just take a finger to soften up a few spots so it doesn't, get too heavy, too many spots. All right. Leave it there for now. So we only have two of you guys here. Oh, wait. Anne Marie showed up and Allison showed up and very quiet about showing up. Hi, guys. Okay. So let's go with Terry or Carrie. Sorry, Carrie. Carrie was first and then Kim jumped in front. Carrie. No. All right. Kim, you going.
All right, I'm going because I'm going
Carrie,
out.
turn on your mic.
I'm going out in a couple of minutes. All right.
Allison's up finally. You're
Let's
going
see.
out? You're all
Yeah.
dressed up?
Not really, but going out anyway. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, great.
super. Really great job. Okay. Little things you probably want to lose just a little pieces of the birches on the side there a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, put
Just-
some
just-
leaves in them.
Yeah. Go and have them go in and out a little bit. Yeah. Good job on the big one. That looks nice. In fact, from what I can see, he is holding his own. Nice edge to him. Enough light on that one edge is really nice. Good things, like I said, soften the shadows a little bit when you on the
Yep.
outside, the edges just a touch here and there. Yeah, and finish up your bales and watch the sky and the trees in the far back by your hand there. Just watch the edges that they're too hard. Love
Okay.
the cloud. Really, I love that cloud. You just twisted your brush and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is sometimes. It just does it naturally. You don't have to fight it. Good job. Yeah. Take the trees up just a little bit higher. Work those
Yeah.
tips up at the very tops. And I think you're set. That's really great.
Good. Thank you.
Nice work. Okay. Have fun going out tonight. Carrie, I know you painted. Anybody else paint?
That's totally.
All right. There we go. There she is. Don't worry. Just show. Wow, that's dynamic. Really good job on the trees up there on the top. You made it look so much better than the photo. Congrats on that. I love the way the tops of that one tree jet out. That really brings you around. Good job on that. Really good. Yeah, it's really neat because you pretty much, the shadow of the bale that's in the shadows is now the secondary one that it's pointing to the second one by underneath the trees because the trees are pointing to it too, and everything's kind of pointing to that guy. And you've really made him. You added a lot of guts to it, and shadows underneath, the cool shadows really add a lot to that guy. Hopefully, that's not just a glare. That's really cool. Nice job. I really like that. You could probably.
It's kind of hard not to muddy things up. I'm really kind of working this too much, which I need to stop.
Yeah. I mean, you're basically, you just bring a few sky holes that are in there. I say sky, they're not sky holes, but they're shadows holes from the trees coming down there. Just bring a couple of those lighter spots, a couple of them in there and keep them soft.
Okay.
I like that. And that, yeah, your bales, you probably could put another bale in the even farther back,
Okay.
and watch your sky that it didn't get too dirty. You
Okay.
might have to repaint the outside edge a little bit,
Okay.
clean it up. But I do like what's going on there. It has a feel, really different feel. It almost feel like a storm's coming on or something right now just because of the sky. But other things are really nice. That really helped with the design, that thing. I love that on the tree. So good job on that.
Thank you. I've enjoyed this. I have a
Yeah.
lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, well, it looks good. I love it.
I'll get there.
You will. You will.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Allison, did you paint?
I did, but I worked on, because I was late, I worked on older paintings that I'll show you though.
Okay.
This one, I wanted to do something different in the sky, but I used alizarin,
Oh,
and I think it needs some. I don't know why my camera's moving. Why is this?
oh
Okay.
yeah. You got a new iPad, or
Yeah, this is weird. Anyway,
yeah,
Uh,
it's called, it's center stage. It's called, it's on.
Oh.
It will keep centering your face.
should I? Oh,
If you
okay,
if you
there.
duck behind it, yeah, there it'll
Okay.
center. There you go. See, it centered.
Oh.
There, you tricked it. No, you don't want to center there.
This is terrible. Can I turn
I know
it
it's.
off?
Yeah, you can turn it off. It'll be up to your right corner. There's a little thing there.
Oh,
and you
okay,
can-
great. Okay, I turned it off.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah,
Ah, I thought I
it
turned
might
it off.
show up next time.
Okay.
All right,
Uh,
cool.
So the alizarin in the sky, just at the horizon
Mhm.
line, I don't think is right. I think it needs to be warmer, but I was
Yeah,
just wondering that.
you might go to the CAD version
Yeah.
just slightly, a little bit, but not bad. It's the value's right though. The value's right. That's what the thing that helps it, and comes along. Yeah, it's really interesting. I remember that one. This
Yeah,
one,
I love this one, and I just, I was behind, and then I just I thought I'll move away from the photograph and then just sort of experiment with the sky and the water. I haven't got to experimenting with the water yet, but
Okay.
I thought just to see. Plus, I have another one that
All right.
I think is almost finished. This one.
Oh, the lion. Wow.
I love it.
Oh, thank you guys.
Congrats. That's really great.
We've got a lot of ducks in the garden, and I was collecting these duck feathers because they're really great at painting the fur.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you nailed that. Oh, that is
Mhm.
really,
I just have to finish off something around here so it's not so
yeah.
black, right? Just some
Usually
highlights.
just a hair of something, but not much, not more than, you don't want to pull too much back there, but yeah, just a touch of
Yeah.
something. Probably a warmth, because it's cool. So it'd probably
Yeah.
go on the red, touch redder of that value, and so would probably work great in there, just to take you into that spot, but not hold you. And then it'll bring you back around and let it come back around. Wow. That was a good one. Really quite spectacular. That
Well,
looks
I
good.
like
Good
it.
job on the face.
I don't usually, I love landscapes, so I don't usually fine detail I don't usually do, but it's such a good thing to practice. So I really wanted to do this one.
It is a really good thing. Sometimes you gotta do the details
Mm.
and do them right, and that's what you're doing really nicely. You're doing all right. I would say, watch. You don't have to go too much farther. I wouldn't even, I'd say you pretty much looks like, I would say you're done. That's the thing is, you over detail it too. You go into a second realm where everything has to match that detail. Start to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that detail, and then you get in that super realism
Yeah, no, I don't
area.
want that.
You
Yeah.
that goes a little bit too far for me always.
Yeah.
But this is really right there. That's as much, you really focused the eye, made the viewer look right, right in the face and of a lion, and it's really nice. And you well
Thank you.
done too. I mean, that's the thing is, if you're gonna make them look there, it better be good. Congrats.
Thanks,
That's
Jim.
beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Okay. All right. Anne Marie, how are you?
I just watched today. I enjoyed it very much.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. We're just good to see you again. All right. I will. That is it, guys. Let me get this.
When is our next? When is the next term?
We go into summer. I won't be back till the end of June, and probably not till middle of July. I think we might start some summer classes. But I was going to give you guys, some of the Monday night classes to play with if you want.
Oh, that'd be cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you got a few of those, and I'll do the same for them. I'll give them a few Monday night classes since I'll be gone for, such a long period, almost a month on this workshops.
It's cool. I wish I could join you guys. I really do.
Come on, we still got Toulouse. We got Toulouse and the other one.
Toulouse. We'll see. I'll see how my my aged parents are doing, and if I can spare some time.
Oh, I understand that. Don't worry. No worries. No worries. Yeah, maybe next year even we'll see if we'll be doing it again next year.
That would be great. That would really
stuff.
be great.
Yeah. So, but thanks guys for this spring.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
A lot of catching up.
And
Yeah.
this is amazing. What you did
Safe
today is just
travels.
beautiful.
Oh, thanks. We will see, about what, I'll let you know about what's going on this summer.
Okay. Thank you.
And how we do it. Okay. So you guys take it easy. Have a great summer. If I don't see you again, and see you in the fall.
Okay. Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah.